What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tone, aka Tony Heath, with your most infamous YouTube channel, your most real YouTube channel ever. Chevys R US. Here where we don't discriminate. You know, it don't matter. It could be an old school Chevy, it could be a new school Chevy. You know, it could be even a Ford as long as it got a Chevy engine in it. Just kidding. Yeah, you know, I'm just sitting here right now. Just want to talk to you a little bit. I'm sitting here in my one-car garage. You know, I don't got a big shop. I don't got a 2, 3, 4-car garage. I got a one-car garage. You know, I don't have a fancy intro like the rest of the YouTube channels. You know, I don't even got a high-dollar camera. We don't got no logo, anything like that. You know, we ain't got no t-shirts. We ain't got none of all that. But what I do have, I got you. I got you, and I got Jesus Christ on the inside of me. And that's all I need. You know, that's all that counts. You know, a lot of times, you know, we too busy trying to perfect things. You know, I've been procrastinating on doing this for a while. You know, one thing that did inspire me to go ahead and start was my daughter on her YouTube channel. Yeah, I don't got no fancy logo. I don't got none of that fancy stuff. I ain't got nothing. You know, a lot of times we too busy trying to perfect things before we even get started. You know, the enemy blocks our mind, you know, say, hey, this got to be perfect. And a lot of times God is just telling us, go ahead and move. Use what I got. Use what I blessed you with already. Use what you got. I've given you enough. I don't need you to do nothing but move. So I'm here. I'm here. I'm right here. You know, we're going to be doing a lot of interesting things on this YouTube channel. You know, we're going to be customizing some Chevys, you know, old school, new school. I'm going to show you how to do things, you know. But really what I'm passionate about doing is I'm passionate about helping you. Yes, helping you to use the gifts and talents that God has gave you. Yeah, you might be saying, man, you know what, my daddy taught me how to work on cars. Or I learned from watching my big cousin. Or something like that. But the truth is, everybody can't do this kind of work. You know, everybody can't turn a wrench. Everybody's not mechanically inclined. I don't care how much you try to teach them. They just can't do it. But the truth is, yes, you got a gift. So you might be one of them people that been procrastinating about getting out there trying to restore a car. Procrastinating about getting out there trying to do your own work, trying to do your own customization, trying to change your own, or, you know, anything you can do on your own with the gifts and the talents that God gave you. But really, my gifts and my talents, they're not even for me. They for you. So that's why I'm sitting right here with you today. You know, before we get started, you know, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. You know, a little bit about my background. You know, a little bit about the vehicles that I own that we're going to be working on, that we're going to be doing things. What I really want to share with you first, is how I got started in the working on cars. You know, my dad, he worked on cars. You know, he like 73, 74 years old now. He don't really touch no cars now. But as a child, as a kid, you know, I can remember holding the light for my dad late at night while he worked on the car. And, you know, if he was fixing something on the car, but what I do know is that I remember watching him, helping him a lot of nights. A lot of nights I was mad because I didn't want to be out in the cold holding a flashlight or handing him a tool or something like that, you know. But now that I'm older, I can look back and I can see, you know, my dad did what he had to do to make sure that he can go to work the next day to fix his vehicle or fix whatever needed to be fixed on it so he can go to work the next day. And as I'm older, I can look back and I see that. And you know, that's how I got started into working on cars. And then whenever I got older, I got old enough to do it on my own. You know, I had a car. I got a car. And, you know, I was doing the work on my car. You know, what I would do is I would look in the manual, read up on something, or read up on diagnosing a problem. You know, back then we didn't have the internet like we have it now, but I would read the manuals. I would read the manual, and then I would go and I would speak to somebody else from the auto parts store, or find somebody else that's did or have completed or have done whatever I was attempting to do. I would talk to a couple of people, and then I would just go for it. Just go for it on my own, just tackle it. And you know, that's how I got to working on cars. You know, God blessed me with the gift of using my hands. You know, it might be somebody else out there, you know. We all got different gifts and different talents that God blesses us with. You know, for a lot of people, it may be working on cars. It may be restoring cars. It may be fixing cars. But for some other people, it may be something else. It may be a magical ear, a musical ear. You know, you may be in tune with music. You can hear things that other people can't. You may have an eye to take pictures. You know, the bottom line is God blesses us all with different gifts and different talents. He blesses us all with them. Yes, you. Whether you know what your gift is or not, you have a gift that God has blessed you with. And I'm just excited today about being here, because on this YouTube channel, I'm going to be helping you to use the gifts and the talents that God has blessed you with. I'm excited. I'm passionate about helping. I can remember back when I was 20, 21, 22, 23 years old. You know, my buddies, friends of mine, they knew I knew how to work on cars. Hey, Tony, hey, how much you'll charge me to change this out? How much you'll charge me to do this? Man, y'all heard that air compressor? I'm sitting on top of the air compressor, just speaking to you. But like I was saying, that my friends would ask me, how much you would charge me to do this? How much you would charge me to do that? And I never would accept any money from anybody, because I didn't work on people's cars. I didn't fix things for money because I worked. I had a job. This was just a passion of mine. But you know what I did do? I said, hey, look, man, if you want to learn how to do this, you know what? You got the time. You want to help me? You want me to show you how to do it? I'll help you. I don't care what it is. It could be changing the transmission out, putting a motor in, or whatever it was. But as a young adult, I can remember me doing those type of things for my friends and people that I knew, you know. So fast forward here, I'm 40 years old right now, and I'm still passionate about helping others, about helping people. And you know, our gifts and our talents, you know, we can benefit from our gifts and talents, you know, but our gifts and our talents that God blesses us with is not even really for us. may be shocking. Yeah, it's not for you. Even though you blessed with it, it's really not even for you. It's for God's kingdom. It's for you to serve in God's kingdom. No matter how that may be, I can't answer that question for you. But, I can tell you my story. I can tell you what I feel like God has called me to do. And that's why I'm right here talking to you today. Yeah, man, it's just amazing. It's amazing, And, I really am excited about helping you to use the gifts that God gave you. And if you are somebody that don't know what your gift is, I challenge you. Ask God. Pray about it. Ask God, what is my gift? Why did you create me? Because we all have a purpose that we serve here on this earth, especially if you are part of God's kingdom, especially if you have committed your life to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And that may sound strange to you, but it really is the truth. So, this is why I'm passionate about helping you. I'm passionate about showing you, and, ways that we can, benefit from our own gifts. I got a lot of things to share with you guys, man. I got so much to share with you guys. One thing that I do want to share with you is a story about how God allowed me to use my gifts to benefit my family. And it also plays relevance in how important it is to be connected to God about prayer. Because had I not be, I would be in a big mess right now. A lot of us may think we are in messes right now, but the truth is, if you are a child of God and you have given your life to Christ, everything that you are going through right now, God will use it. But let me share this with you real quick, and then we'll jump into some things, man, and we'll get started. I want to share with you real quick. I own a 2007 Chevrolet Tahoe, and we bought it. Me and my wife, we bought it, and shortly after we bought it, started making this little knock. Doop, doop, doop. I never had worked on a newer model Chevrolet before at that time, and I was just scared to take it to the shop because I knew that it was going to be an arm and a leg to get it fixed. And one day, one of the elders hit me up from my church. He was like, "Hey, I'm sending this guy over to look at your truck for you." And so he came over, and when he came over, he never took his shades off. I never got a chance to look him in the eye, just like I'm doing you right now. I'm looking you in the face. I'm looking you in the eye. You can see my face. You can see my eyes. So you know that I'm really passionate about what I'm telling you. I'm not just blowing smoke. But like I was saying, he came over and he looked, he said, "Come on, man, let's go for a ride. Let me check the car out." So we got in the truck, boom, we rolled down the street, and then he said, "Stop." So he got out, he said, "Hold the brake and match the gas," while he looked underneath the truck. And he came back up, he said, "Hey, your motor mounts is gone. All your motor mounts are bad." I was like, wow. I was like, "Well, how much you gonna charge me to fix it?" So we came back to the house, and he got in his truck. He came back to talk to me. He was like, well, it's gonna be this much for your parts. And I'm like, for parts? Man, that's ridiculous. I'm thinking to myself, that's a lot of money for parts. Especially a motor mount. A motor mount like 60, 80 bucks from the auto parts store. From the dealer, you might be looking at maybe 150 from the dealer. This guy was trying to charge me like 250 for each motor mount, and then like 150, 200 for the transmission mount. Altogether, my parts came up, motor mounts and some belts. Altogether, my parts was, he told me my parts was gonna be almost $900, and he wasn't gonna do nothing but charge me like $350 for the labor. He wasn't gonna charge me that much for the labor. So in all, you looking at about $1,300. I'm like, for real? Wow. So I told him, I said, hey, look, man, hey, I'm gonna have to save some money up for you, man, because I'm the sole primary provider. Well, the Lord is the provider for my family, but I was the only one working in my family at that time. And I told him, I said, man, I'm gonna have to save that money up. I'm gonna have to call you back. And I told him how many people. I said, hey, it's me, my wife, my 3 kids, and it's a lot of us, man. So immediately when I told him that, he said, well, you know what? I'm gonna pay for half of your parts. Yeah, he said, I'm gonna pay for half of your parts. So if you're a mechanic, you give me a price, almost $900, and then you just tell me you're gonna pay for half of my parts. That means you paying $450 out your pocket. You ain't making no money. So I'm like, well, that's better than $1,300. So, I told him, I still said, hey, I'm gonna have to wait, man. I'm still gotta save up some money because I can't afford that right now. And so he was like, all right. So, the only thing he was gonna need is I ain't had to do nothing but give him half the money for the parts. And he was like, just give me half of the money for the parts, and I'm gonna let you use my truck, and I'll go ahead and get started on fixing your vehicle. And I'm like, sound good. But, I let him go. I said, look, man, I'm gonna have to call you back. So that night, I prayed, and I told my wife, I said, hey, look, I got to pray. I got to ask God if I need to really deal with this guy or not. Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't think I could change out no motor mounts and do all that work to a new model vehicle like that, because I had been working on old school Chevys. And, I told my wife, I said, well, so I earnestly prayed, and, I was begging God to give me an answer. Lord, please give me an answer. Please, Lord, please. And, before day morning, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, God spoke to me and he told me, you know who the master of deception is. That's all he said. And I woke up and I'm like, wow. So that was real deceptive, The enemy, the adversary, the devil, he is the master of deception, making things appear one way and they were really another way. And I'm like, nah, I can't mess with him. God spoke. He told me, you know who the master of deception is. You don't mix that. You don't fool. You don't mess with them kind of people. So God also told me, you know what? I gave you a talent. I gave you a gift. You have everything that you need on the inside of you. So, I took that and I ran with it. At the time, I had some health problems. I had some hip problems. My hip was hurting real bad because I injured myself maybe about 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and I've been having I was having trouble, and it was really hurting me at that time, and I didn't think I could do it. And you know, I prayed, and I prayed, I asked God to give me the strength. So one weekend, I said, you know what, I'm gonna do the hardest side first. So I read about it, you know, I Googled it, looked on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. Appreciate it, YouTube. And I learned the process, and I just went at it. I said, I'm gonna tackle the hardest side first, and that's exactly what I did. So one week I did that, and then the next weekend I did the opposite side. You know, worked on it. Maybe took me all day, but I did it on a Saturday. Boom. Let another week go by. Then I did the transmission mount. You know, 3 weeks worth of time, I had everything done. And you know, that's how God allowed me and my family to benefit from the gifts that he blessed me, the gifts and the talents that he blessed me with. And you know what? He did it for me, and he can do the same thing for you. And you know, I looked on YouTube, I found help, so you know, I'm passionate about helping, and so you know, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I am here for you. So whenever I come back, you know, we're going to be walking around some of the vehicles that we got. Just a couple of things we're going to be doing. We're going to be fixing the Tahoe. We're going to be doing a radiator swap, changing the radiator out, you know, brakes, oil, things, stuff like that. One thing about it, I got a lot of stuff that I want to do, but before I do what I want to do, I'm going to do what I need to do. You know, get your priorities. Make sure your priorities are right. You don't want to go spending money. You don't want to go start no project, something you want, when you got other things that need to be done. You know, a man does what he needs to do before he does what he wants to do. You can take that applies to anything. It could be working on cars. It could be something in the house. It could be something with the family. It could be something between your spouse. You know, that'll save you a lot. But so we're going to do what we need to do first, and then we're going to start on what we want to do. But one thing I need to do first is get that radiator changed out on that 2007 Chevrolet Tahoe. And then after that, I think we may end up doing Lamborghini doors. I own a 2017 convertible SS Camaro, and we're going to be doing the Lamborghini doors on it. And we're going to do it step by step, and we're going to make sure whoever has a Camaro, you know, they can use the same process. They can use the video, and it's gonna help them. I got an '89 box Chevrolet. It's actually a '89 box Chevy. It's a Broham. It's the LS model. Has the quarter top. It's the most sought after box Chevy out there, man. It's clean. It's clean. It could be cleaner, but you know, I think it's clean. I think it came a long way. You know, I had it for some years now. Put a lot of work into it. We're gonna be talking about that kind of stuff. We're going to be talking about what all I did to it. We're going to be putting an LS motor in it. We're going to be putting probably a 5.3 liter. We're going to do all the bolt-ons to make sure, probably bring the horsepower level up to maybe 470, 460, 470. You know, I think that's enough for the box Chevy. And then also, we're going to be restoring a 75 Caprice convertible. You know, I don't have the room now. I don't have the space right now. I'm actually in the process of getting ready to move. You know, I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but I know God has spoken, and I know I'm not on my time. I'm on the Lord's time, and he's going to allow it to happen whenever it's time, because we on his time. You know, he don't do things on our time. He do things on his time. So, you know, eventually I have more garage space, and we'll be able to get into some more heavy duty projects like that. But you know, that's just a couple of things I wanted to put out there for you, YouTube. Eventually, you'll see how this evolves. But yeah, I'm just excited. I'm happy to be able to share these things with you. I'm happy that you are here watching today. So, you know, please subscribe, leave a comment. Got a question, leave it in the comment section, and we'll go from there. But yeah, that's all I got, YouTube. So until next time, later.